Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Apurva Gupta, consultant gynecologist associated with the Rosewalk Healthcare Panchsheel. And welcome to our series of Fitness Fridays. We have this entire series. We are covering nutrition, diet, exercise, and today I'll be talking to you about lifestyle management. So, how to maintain a healthy lifestyle during these challenging times that we all are facing is the topic for the day. So we are going through an unprecedented crisis as a human race, and now the most important thing in this is to have the right attitude. We have to look upon this challenge as a challenge and not as a problem, so that we change this into an opportunity which can be very special, which we look upon later in the years and realize how well we've done during this crisis situation. So finally, it's our resilience and our patience which is going to help us to tide through this crisis. So we've been hearing about lifestyle, how to tide over the crisis. The internet is full of it. But today we'll be talking about a little different things, where we'll be focusing on actual practical tips which will tell us how to implement the various points that we've been looking it over. And please do like our video and share in the comments box. We would love to know how our session has been different than others. Well, so the very first point that we start from of maintaining lifestyle is the importance of having a fixed routine. So some of us are working from home, some of us are not working from home. Each one is having their own different problems. But what we have to understand is, even when the lockdown wasn't there, each one of us was following a specific routine. We get up at a particular time, we do our morning chores, we go to work, we come back, we have lunch. So that routine has still to be maintained. It's very important, because your mind gets programmed, your activities get programmed. Your chemicals in the brain get released accordingly. So importance of maintaining a routine is very important, because otherwise you lose track of the entire day. And once you lose track of the day, your day is not productive, one day is not productive, the next you feel, oh, that day wasn't productive, and there sets in a vicious cycle and you begin to lose your productivity. So one must maintain a regular routine. And also remember, earlier, you would get up, you would go to the gym to exercise, you would go to your yoga teacher to do yoga. So similarly, have designated spots at home. So once you have your designated spots at home, it gives you the virtual feeling of having doing it. Like, you get up, you go to the exercise place, you exercise there. You go to that place in the house which is designated for meditation, you go and meditate there. Then you go to your breakfast place, you have breakfast there. So, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, your bed is not the place to do meditation, to do yoga, to exercise or whatever. So you need to have specific points in the house that gives you a virtual feeling of doing things in the proper manner that they are to be done. Importance of exercise can never be overstressed. So exercise is something, whether lockdown or no lockdown, it always has to be done. A specific time for workout can be 20 minutes, can be 40 minutes, but consistency is what is more important. Each one is used to a different form of exercise. Some like power yoga, you may want to do aerobics, you may want to do normal yoga, you may want to go for a jog, you may be going to the gym. So this wasn't that much of a challenge earlier. But now, after the lockdown has started, or the challenging times have started, there is a double challenge. One, to motivate yourself to do the workout, and second, to motivate yourself and change the way you did the workouts earlier. So once you go to the designated spot in the house, now there are so many videos. Even on our Facebook page, we've shared about exercises which can be done as fitness programs for pregnant and even for non-pregnant women. So whatever suits you, whatever is your type of exercise, kindly make sure you designate that time of the day for exercise. And it's not just for physical fitness. Exercise is known to release chemicals called endorphins in your brain, and endorphins are happy chemicals. Once endorphins are released, your negative feelings go down, you begin to feel better. And endorphins have actually been known to be natural antidotes for organic depression too. So exercise doesn't just have advantages of giving physical fitness or weight loss, it also gives you mental fitness, the quotient of which is normally unrecognized. Now with exercise, we can also talk about the importance of eating healthy diet. And again, these are points which were important even before these times started, but now these things have become even more difficult. But as far as food is concerned, I feel it's become easier for people now because everyone's cooking at home, everyone's experimenting with culinary skills, and I see so many videos and even friends of mine. It's a pleasure to see them trying different food items. And the important thing now is because you are doing it yourself, you are using the ingredients yourself, the food is far more hygienic, it's tastier, it's healthier, and you can take care of all your vitamin requirements, your mineral requirements, and protein requirements. As I always say, Indian diet is never deficient in calories. We have plenty of calories in our diet. But what we need to focus on is a protein rich diet because proteins are bodybuilding and they are the ones which give you the muscle mass and antibodies and a lot of other things. Eating fruits and vegetables is very important because they give you vitamins and minerals, and vitamin C is the most talked about vitamin these days, undoubtedly, because vitamin C is known to pep up your immunity. So try and consume more of vitamin C, which is primarily present in your citrus fruits and veggies and your lemon, and try to, and some people are also consuming vitamin C tablets if it's recommended by your doctor. Please, you must go ahead and try and eat healthy food because this is the time you really can do all the things that we weren't able to do earlier. Maybe you're forced to do them, and if you convert it to, having to enjoy to do them, it's going to be even more fun for you. Um, a lot of us, because we are at home and we are not doing much otherwise, not getting out of the house, people have a tendency to eat more because binge eating also increases when you're spending more and more time at home. So one actually needs to be careful on your binge eating habits and your overeating habits. And weight loss, or maintaining the weight rather, let's not talk it weight loss, it could be weight loss or not gaining weight or maintaining your weight. This is something that we need to consciously work on. And it cannot just happen by only diet or only exercise. It has to be a balance of both, and one has to, the diet needs to complement the exercise needs to complement the diet, and you tailor your regimen in such a way that you really don't morbidly put on weight. A few kilograms here or there may be just fine, but we need to be very careful of how we are going to maintain our weight during these times. Also, we are all women, and it's very important to, and it's confidence generating to maintain your physical beauty. With the salons and spas closed, most of the women are facing this as a huge problem. So I'm sure your grandmas have recipes and they have things which you can use for your enhancement of physical beauties. And there have been age-old recipes that have been going on from our Nani Dadi times, right from applying besan and yogurt and honey and baking soda and rice flour. And there are so many things, and there are age-old natural hair oils which we can use. So try all the desi facials and face scrubs and body scrubs and hair spas, and I'm sure you're going to feel really good about all of it. So this is all how to make the most of your challenging times, and we probably are regressing to old times and also feeling good about it. So the lockdown is teaching us lessons which we as a species probably failed to learn even otherwise. We've talked a lot about our physical beauty and our physical health and feeling good physically, maintaining our fitness, but fitness is not just physical. A healthy body resides only in a healthy mind. So, mental health and emotional health probably is of paramount importance. And what mostly happens is that physical needs get recognized. You feel hungry, you eat food, you feel tired, you sleep. But mental needs more often are not recognized so easily, and so they are often ignored. So it's very important to recognize one's own mental needs and feed your mind the right fodder for its growth and its health. So for different people, different things work to maintain a healthy mind. But overall, there are some things like try to read positive affirmations, try to say those positive affirmations to you every day. So that's how you program your subconscious. They can be very simple affirmations in very simple language. I am healthy, my family is healthy, We are all crisis free and unscared. We are all good human beings. So, little positive affirmations which you repeat to yourself or even your children every day. And apart from just positive affirmations, avoid keeping away from negative news. It's a very good idea to remain updated, but often we have a tendency with excessive media coverage and easy accessibility to smartphones. We have a tendency to get obsessed with the figures, to get obsessed with the statistics. I really advise to just keep away from all that so that your mind doesn't get just programmed to negative things. Read positive thoughts, read books if that makes you feel good, connect with family, connect with friends, and different forms of meditation work for different people. Some may want to chant, some may want to just say om, some may want to just keep quiet. So whatever form of meditation works for you, take out time and do that. Listening to light instrumental music in the background is also a very good idea to relax your mind. You can also use this time to connect to those friends and those family members that we've been wanting to connect for years, but because of lack of time or since they come in the priority list C, we've never been able to do that. So we can easily call them up, talk to them, have Zoom meetings, and it really makes you feel very good when you connect with your own people and you've been wanting to do this for years. Use this as a time to do all that. This is also a very good time to regenerate your hobbies. So I'm sure all of us have hobbies. Some of us are lucky and do pursue it, but many of us are unfortunate and get entangled in our daily lives and professions and are unable to pursue our hobbies. So this is a time when you can, start reviving your hobbies and start doing the same old things that you did earlier. I see a lot of my friends, and it's such a pleasure to see them have started sketching, have started painting, have started doing origami. There are many people who are gardening now, and these were all hobbies, and they're reviving all those hobbies, so it makes you feel good. And many people undoubtedly are trying their cooking skills and doing a lot of cooking, trying different recipes, sharing all that online. It's really interesting to see all that. So the hobby also gives you mental and emotional health. It also uses a significant amount of your time productively. This may also be a very good time to try a new skill that you're not very good at. I'm very fond of this because I feel this gives you tremendous amount of personal growth. So this is a very good time to be doing that. Like for instance, some people may not be very good at gardening. Why don't you just try it? Not that you want to excel in it, but it might give you some bit of perspectives in life which you probably didn't have earlier. There are some people who are not very good at cooking, but why not just try it, because it may give you a perspective and it may give you some amount of growth which is different from the normal growth that you achieve. So it may be a very interesting idea to try out a new skill. You may try to learn a different language. You may try a skill that you're really bad at. And this might be a very good idea to help your human growth in that manner. Uh, I notice a lot of people now, we are working from home. In that situations, their screen time is increasing because it's not voluntary, but it's compulsory increase of screen time. But for some people, the increase in screen time is voluntarily because there's nothing much to do otherwise. So people are stuck to their phones, they're stuck to their laptops, iPads, trying to see various videos, connecting with friends. So one has to be a little conscious about the screen time that one is um, giving their own eyes. Now, there are no real official recommendations on how much your screen time should be, but it's a good idea to limit it to say 2 to 3 hours. And for people who have to work from home and they have to entail that screen time, one must use little tips like taking frequent breaks during your screen time, blinking your eyes often, washing your hands and washing your eyes with cold water, splashing them so that your eyes don't hurt. It may be a good idea to use some lubricating eye drops and these little things which can relax your eyes and your head, and you take a stretch between your screen time so your muscles get relaxed. So these are things that one has to take care of their own health. And of course it's really important to take good amount of rest and sleep well. So about say 10 to about 8 to 10 hours of sleep time is what one needs to look at. And so good amount of rest, it relaxes your mind, and that is how you feel good about it. One must appreciate and have gratitude, because these times are what are going to teach us important lessons that we are going to remember later on. You may want to maintain a diary, and in this diary you may want to note down things that you've learned and things that you want to do. And then when you look at the diary later on, you really feel that, oh wow, I've achieved so much in life. We also have a few questions here, so we'll take a few questions before we go to the second part of the session, where I'm going to tell you a little bit about specifics on challenging times for pregnant women. So somebody here is asking, can fruits be taken at night? Uh, yeah, there's no issue. You can easily consume fruits at night. In fact, having a light dinner where you take fruits and salads, and it's a very good idea because they also give you all the fiber that you need. So you can consume fruits at night. And we also have somebody, again they're asking, what's the best time to eat fruits? Whenever you're comfortable in the day. Fruits is such a healthy diet. You can consume whenever you want and whatever types of fruits you want, apart from certain restrictions that you may have according to your health conditions, which may be pre-existing. But generally fruits can be consumed at any time. Okay, so someone is asking, what should be our workout routine at home? As I said, workout routines differ for different people depending on their pre-existing health conditions and their capacity to tolerate a workout. So some may want burst workouts, some may want workouts which last over a period of time. We have various videos, and you can get in touch with your workout teacher or your yoga teacher, and they can tell you how do you do your workout, which will give you the best calorie loss and the best muscle buildup and the best amount of relaxation also. Okay, so here's a good question. Someone says, how to maintain personal hygiene. So now hygiene is a very important point, which was meant to be the next point in my talk. I'm glad she brought it up. So we've had a lot of talks on hygiene during Corona times, and everybody knows that hand washing is of primary importance, keeping social distancing, keeping about 6 feet distance from people, and so that the aerosol spread by droplet infection decreases by touching surfaces. You don't shake hands, and you stay away, you wear masks. But as far as personal hygiene is concerned, the normal schedule of personal hygiene, you're bathing, you're brushing teeth, you're washing hands frequently, all that continues. If you come out from home, it's a idea to straight away go to the washroom and to the bathroom and have a nice bath. Head down, you put all your clothes to wash, and in one of the SOPs given by the ministry, they also say that when you come home from outside, you can carry your shoes in your hand and put it in a designated area in the house, so that you don't walk with those shoes through the floor. So then you scrub your body, you wash your hair, and you wash your clothes simultaneously, and that's it. And these are the ways you maintain personal hygiene. And frequent hand washing is what frequently, there are people who are even putting alarms so that you can wash hands frequently and you remember to wash hands frequently. So yeah, so now the next question is, what is balanced diet during lockdown, and is the balanced diet during lockdown different from the balanced diet otherwise? So a balanced diet is a balanced diet, whether lockdown or no lockdown. Balanced diet means consuming those nutrients, human nutrients, in the right quantity. There are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, water, and fiber. So you need to consume all of them adequately in the right proportion, and each one has their own importance, because carbohydrates give you calories, proteins are bodybuilding, they build your muscle mass, and fat also gives you calories which you can quickly consume. Vitamins and minerals are required for maintaining your immunity and a lot of other things, your skin, your hair, and your bones also. So vitamins and minerals are required to maintain all those things. Fiber gives the bulk to your digestive system and your stools, and water, so 70% of your body is made of water. For every activity, for every reaction in your body, water is required. So balanced diet is, in fact, personally, I feel it's much easier to maintain a balanced diet during these times, because automatically you're not eating outside. So all related to eating outside, eating junk, all those problems are already eliminated. And since you're cooking yourself, automatically one tends to consume a balanced diet. Just one needs to be a little conscious about it. Okay. So as we were getting to the second part of the session where we were going to talk something about pregnant women, someone is asking, can we plan a pregnancy during COVID times and is it safe? We have recorded a video and it will be soon shared on our page on whether it's a good time to plan pregnancy. So planning pregnancy is a personal choice between a couple. COVID times don't really change your decision on planning a pregnancy. There are few specifics that you need to consider about COVID times, about planning your pregnancy, and those could be as follows. Are you a healthcare worker, or are you work in such a place that it puts you at an increased risk of catching the disease? Do you have any predisposing conditions, predisposing health conditions which can make your pregnancy a complicated one? Or maybe it can, demand a longer hospitalization than usual. Do you have any immunocompromised condition that can put you at higher risk of getting COVID or make your pregnancy more difficult? Is your age running out that you can't wait? Apart from that, there is nothing really that COVID is going to do. Also, during COVID times, we have we have specific protocol on how we tailor your visits during pregnancy, so that you have to visit the hospital less frequently. But we needs to remember that pregnancy is a slightly immunocompromised state, so you need to be a little more careful during pregnancy than what normal people have to be, because it's little immunocompromised, so you don't want to be catching any infections. Okay, so someone's asking a very relevant question: how to combat sudden bouts of lowness as it is bound to happen in uncertain times? So we are all human beings, and we have to remember that we all are going to have our own quota of feeling good and feeling low. We have to accept this is normal. Unless we have too many bouts of feeling low, it's a different thing. But a few bouts of feeling low and feeling normal is what everyone has. So we have to find our own ways. We can have a few positive affirmations. We can talk to our doctors. We can have online consults with psychologists, and this is how we can talk to your family, you can talk to your friends, and combat those temporary portions, because basically it's the uncertainty which is making people very uncomfortable. It's not really the COVID per se, it's the uncertainty which is making people. We have to realize now that coronavirus is a new virus, and how long the pandemic is going to last, we don't really know. In fact, this point was also very important for someone who was asking, should we plan a pregnancy during this time? So that's how you have to remember that it's a new virus and the pandemic is going to last for a long time. So we just have to learn to live with it and make a new normal in our life. This is our new normal. And so that once we know what our new normal is, we accept certain things, we take our due precautions, and we are careful, and we carry on our life. Any eye drops for relaxing? The eyes for 2 to 3-year-old kids, as they are mostly on the screen. For kids, you must wash their eyes often. You must limit their screen time. You must teach them to blink often. And for eye drops, you can consult our pediatricians. They will definitely tell you which are the age-appropriate eye drops for children. Yes, so someone says that stress-related problems are increasing, like bipolar and OCD patients. So do you recommend breathing exercise or pranayams? Yes, yes. So somebody says that pranayams are having very good results. Absolutely, pranayams are having very, very good results. And for someone who has organic psychiatry disease, we recommend that you consult your psychiatrist or your psychologist in time. Somebody says, do you have any natural tips for skin or hair? This is very interesting, because natural tips for skin or hair, I can just give you some personal tips that I know of, which is like you apply besan with yogurt, and you can add honey, because honey is a very good moisturizer for the skin. For a face scrub, you can make baking soda with rice flour face scrub. You can also apply yogurt in your hair. You can apply egg yolk in your hair, and that's it. I think this should be, and you can make hair oils which have methi and mehendi and amla, and I'm sure with your skin type you will be able to figure out what works best for you. There's a technical snag somebody is reporting. They're saying sound level is very low. I'm sure my team is working on that. Okay, how about outdoor workouts for elderly people? Okay, it is really not recommended that elderly people should go out of the house at all, because elderlies are more at risk. We recommend that you can take walks around in the house, and I'm sure the youngsters in the house would try to keep them happy, and they can take walk in their house, and that's all that they can do. Elderlies, we do not recommend that they should go out. Being pregnant and not being able to walk outdoors under the blue sky due to current known situation is making one of our pregnant women a little unhappy. So she wants to know what she can do about it. Where pregnancy again is a little immunocompromised state, I do not recommend that you really get out of the house unless you need to, but I do understand you're feeling a little low. What you can do is, if you're blessed with a balcony in the house, why don't you just go to the balcony and take few good rounds morning and evening. If you have a terrace which is isolated, you can also go to a terrace. You can use your gardening skills to convert it to a park, and you can take nice walks on the terrace. That would be a good idea too. But now with certain RWAs opening parks, and if you're confident about your society with social distancing and with a proper mask, it may not be a bad idea to just go for a walk once in a while if that makes you feel good. Yes. Also, we were talking about till more questions come in. We also talk about certain. Now we already talking about pregnancy. So somebody is asking that, overall during this pregnancy times we are not feeling very comfortable because we are feeling that you're not getting pampered enough, and you're at home, and you're not able to enjoy your pregnancy as you would have otherwise. So one has to understand that this is a time that has come to all of us, and you have to remember that your pregnancy is special, whether COVID or no COVID, whether lockdown or no lockdown, and your pregnancy is so special. You can always do all the things that you would have even otherwise for your baby. You can talk to your baby, you can recite stories to your baby, and there are so many other things that you can do. And we have at Rosewalk our own ways of making you feel special during your pregnancy. So please come to us. We have photo shoots, we have wellness sessions, and all of us talk to you, and we make you feel special during your pregnancy. So you have to find your own ways, and your pregnancy is special, so there's nothing to feel low upon it. There are n number of ways you can enjoy. Pregnancy gives you a little mood swing, so it's natural to once in a while feel low, but I think that's fine. Find out your own ways to make yourself happy, read good books, watch good videos, talk to your friends, talk to your family, and enjoy this family time which you've not been able to enjoy otherwise. And for women who have kids, I really want to highlight that, how as parents we deal with this situation is going to have a lifetime impact on how kids are going to deal with any challenge they face in their life. So we have to set a live example to our kids of resilience, of patience, and of maintaining positive attitude and happiness during these times, because this is going to have an impact on them. This is something that they're going through at such a tender age. So they are going to remember it later, and they are going to deal with challenges in life according to how we set an example for them. So we have to teach them how to change a problem into an opportunity. So this is what it is. And anybody else who has any questions? Oh yeah, we have some questions. Someone was asking about whether elderly can go out, is now saying that we have elderlies greater than 60 years of age in our house. Yes, that's what I meant by elderlies. 60 years plus, it's recommended that you do not really get out of the house unless it's absolutely required. How to cope with mental stress while everyone at home are healthcare workers and are overworked. I do understand situation of healthcare workers. We all are healthcare workers, but we have to realize that we are the backbone of our country, and we have to set that example. And apart from professional commitments, we have personal commitments at home. So we have to honor our professional commitments. We have to give and do our best for our patients, that we have always been doing. And we come back home, we take our due precautions, And whatever stress we have about putting our families at risk, we just have to take our due precautions, have a bath, wash our hands, educate our family members, and that's it. And we must maintain that this too shall pass. We have to have our patience, and we are the strength of our country, and this too shall pass. Mm, yeah, we've already answered this question. I think this is a repeat question that I want to be able to walk outside, and I'm a pregnant woman. I want to be able to walk outside. So we've already tackled that. Maybe you joined the session a little late, but we suggested that you can take a walk in your balcony or your terrace, and if your RWA has opened the parks, then you can very well, with social distancing and due precautions, go to the park and take a walk. Somebody says, please suggest some multivitamins, whether they can be taken on regular basis post-pregnancy to boost the immune system. So post-pregnancy depends on how many weeks or months post-pregnancy you are, but post-pregnancy in the postpartum period, doctors would normally suggest you to take your right dose of iron and calcium for roughly about 6 weeks, because we don't want the mother to get deficient in these nutrients, and we also want you to build up your stores. Apart from that, you may be in need of some multivitamins, which we shall prescribe to you on case-to-case basis. Yes. Somebody says, Doctor, can you tell us some sources of vitamin C? Sure, we can. So vitamin C is normally present in citrus fruits and vegetables. So all your forms of lemon, sweet lime, orange, quinoa, all these things are rich in vitamin C. Your papaya, broccoli, all these things are rich in vitamin C. Amla is a very good source of vitamin C. So it's a very good idea to regularly consume vitamin C, and some of you may be in need of vitamin C tablets. I'm sure your respective doctors are taking care of your vitamin C requirements. Yes. A few more questions here. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, so here, yes. I think we've tackled most of the questions, and a lot of mental issues are coming up because people who've had some form of organic psychiatric diseases before, now because they are locked down, they're also having bouts and exacerbations of those. For professional psychiatric advice, I would, for these kind of organic diseases, I would strongly recommend that you take professional psychiatric advice, because it would be unfair to give any call us suggestions on this. And overall, we just have to remember that these times we can just convert into very happy times, because for working people, for people who've been, for couples who've had very tight schedules, like personally, even I've had always very tight schedules, and you've not been able to give enough time to your family, to your children. What a wonderful opportunity has come to all of us, that we probably wouldn't have otherwise taken this break in our life, and now we actually are forced to take this break in our life, and we're getting an opportunity to take most of it. We probably as a human race are going to learn all those lessons which as a species we just failed or refused to learn. And the mother earth that we've spoiled over millions of years is regenerating so fast. So why don't we just look at all the positive side that the entire situation is teaching us? But we always remember we must continue to take our precautions. Amongst all of this, the bottom line is that our precautions must continue. Can tablet Limsi be given to kids on a regular basis, and what should be the quantity? Normally kids can be given vitamin C, but the quantity and dosage would depend on the age and the weight of the child, and you must consult your pediatrician to tell you what dosage would be appropriate for your child. Okay. Somebody is saying they need some dietary advice. So as I said, the dietary advice would normally depend on your age and your build and your preferences on veg and non-veg food. But you must consume a balanced diet. The ingredients that I mentioned, your diet must have all the ingredients in the appropriate quantity. You must concentrate on consuming a lot of water, which is about 3 liters of water, because you must keep your system hydrated. Often we feel we are drinking enough water, but when we come to measure it, it's not enough. So make separate bottles for yourself and consume at least 3 liters of water. With the heat which is going to come now, it's even more important. And consume lots of fruits and vegetables, so you have the vitamins and minerals in the right quantity, because they are going to boost your skin, your hair, your immunity, and every that little thing in your body which is required. Okay. uh, yes, so basically a few important points. I think it will be just about time to wind up the session. I just want to highlight a few very important points. Challenging times, it depends on our attitude, how we are going to change it into positive and the most memorable times of our life. Lifestyle has many prongs and many variables, which could include your diet, your exercise, your mental attitude, your emotional feelings, and overall your physical health. So try to keep all the variables totally in control and totally satisfied. And once you concentrate on all these variables, I'm sure you're going to have a very wholesome life. Um, I hope my session has been useful to all of you. Thank you so much for attending this session. Please put your comments in the comment box, and we may request you to put a lot of likes so that and share our session. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. We would like to end our session now. Thank you.